Hey everybody, we are in Orlando
Yes.
at the year beginning meeting here with all of the Walmart managers. About 7,000 people are all around us, so a lot of things going on. And I want to make an introduction to many of you who wouldn't know who Cedric is. A lot of you do. Cedric Clark, our newly promoted Executive Vice President of Store Operations. A huge job.
Just a little bit.
There's a little bit of a change, but
Yep.
you're ready for it.
Yep.
This is well over 1 million people and 4,600 locations. So big leadership job, Cedric. No pressure.
No pressure. Dacona, having the job for a bit, everyone knowing him. Yes, 35 years with the company. Yeah.
Big shoes to fill, and you got a lot of support. But I wanted to have a quick talk. I want to get people to know who you are.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about the company. But I'm going to rattle off a couple things. I like doing this, but some things you want to know about Cedric. Play piano?
Yes.
You any good?
I'm all right. I was classically trained.
Classically trained?
Could have gotten accepted into Juilliard out of high school, but I chose to go the jock route, which we might talk about a little bit later.
We can talk about that. Accepted Juilliard, I'd say that's
okay.
Pretty good.
Yes.
And there are a few videos of you on social media playing piano.
Yes,
so
sir.
check them out.
Yeah.
Instead, basketball.
Yes, man. So
Were you any good?
I was pretty good.
Pretty good?
Actually was in high school,
Yep.
did basketball high school in Germany, and I ended up coming back to the States and I actually just showed up to the school, walked on, and ended up being a starter by the end of my fourth year.
Division I starter.
Division I, Washington State University. Yep.
Okay, so pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. That's
Pretty
all
good.
right. You played pro?
I did. I played in Brazil
pretty
and New
good.
Zealand. It's pretty good. Exactly. It's the theme.
The theme here. It's pretty good. A
Pretty
few
good.
things here. So you lived in a couple countries,
I did.
which takes a certain amount of
Yeah.
skill, courage, other things.
Absolutely, man. New Zealand, which was funny, right? There's more sheep than people. Mm-hmm. But
About like 12
very
to 1, right?
Yeah, very nice, welcoming people. And then for the pro season, so they have a regular season and the playoff season. I went to Brazil, which was the complete opposite of that.
Right,
Sao Paulo, the capital of the world, and
largest city.
yeah, and really had to understand. Like I learned like how big our country is, and then also seeing a third world type of scenario when you see how different people live, impoverished from a standpoint of great and not. So that was a really good experience. But to play that sport, it was a secondary because soccer, football, was the most important sport. But basketball was pretty fun over there, man.
So where'd you grow up?
Oh my goodness. So Birmingham, Alabama, first 6 years. Then after that, military brat. My aunt moved us all to Spokane, Washington, Fairchild Air Force Base up there. And then we moved to McCord Air Force Base a little bit. I think it was 3 months after that. And so from there, I was in Tacoma, Washington, Seattle area for almost all the way till my 8th grade year. Then my mom got married to my stepdad, and he got stationed in Germany. So I actually was in high school all 4 years in Würzburg, Germany, which was very unique, again, the experience that I had. And then after that, got the opportunity to play basketball at Washington State University for 4 years, played overseas, and then jumped into Walmart, which is kind of crazy how that worked out, like in sporting goods, selling fishing licenses.
A few things that are really important there. Lived in 4 countries.
Yes.
And athlete, musician, really broad perspective. Get to Walmart. Did you ever play basketball at Walmart?
Yes, I think I know where you're going with this. Yes, I did play basketball.
How'd it work out?
I actually got to talk to the store manager that held me accountable. So
if you're working in a store, please don't shoot hoops in the store. Don't do that.
Don't do it, and everything's systematic now.
So, right. It's a long time ago, and things have changed. But started selling, and I think a few things, some themes, and all honesty, seriously, that stand out here is when you're playing on a team, it's a part of being a team and being coached and being able to work together and winning as a group. So you'll see that in Cedric's style. It'll come out. And then this skill he has with music and creativity also come out. And then you get to the store. Did you want to work in retail, or was this?
I really didn't. I was actually thought I was going to be in between the next basketball job. But it just happened fast. 3 months as an hourly associate in sporting goods, then caught shoplifters for 9 months. Literally, her name's Shelly Gallardo, who was the regional AP director, approached me and asked me, because I got my degree, and said, hey, would you like to be a MAPM? And I was like, what is a MAPM? It's like, a district level role for AP. And so right then I had to make a choice. I was like, I think this is going to be a career, right? Company call, like I'm going to see a broad perspective of a business, and the rest is history.
Yeah, it turned out to go really well. So a few years in asset protection, operations.
Yes.
Left the company for a while.
Yep.
And then came back and joined us. That's when we
Sam's
first met.
Club.
Sam's
Me and you met, man.
Right.
So Giselle brought me in, and John, which I really appreciate. I think about coming in. I was coming in as a regional, or they were looking at me for a regional job, and John was like, "Hey, I want to make sure any talent that comes in at that level, like I want to meet them." And me and you talked for about an hour plus, man. We talked about life, talked about my time with a private equity firm, to, hey, this business that you grew up in, to say, hey, this is going to be a great opportunity to broaden your perspective versus me just jumping back into Walmart. I got to look at a whole nother business. The wholesale, like the club business, is completely different.
I remember that first meeting and getting to know you was obviously really impressive. But when I interview people and try to meet, a couple of questions that are on my mind is, number one, what I want to work with this person. Yeah. And then importantly, in a leadership role, like a regional role, which is, it's a really big job, thousands of people, is what I want to work for this person. And when I walk away with a clear yes, then that makes the decision pretty simple, and that's where we got to. So you ran Texas and the South, and Sam's did a great job, and they came over to Walmart about a year ago.
Yeah, man. East, you get opportunity to run the East. Maine to South Carolina, man, which is a pretty big business.
It is, big business. And then just this last week was promoted in this role. So we're at the year beginning meeting. So a little bit of setup here. Twice a year, we pull our entire team together. And this one's pretty special because we have store managers, we have our distribution and fulfillment center managers, the entire logistics transportation team is here, people from the home office. We're in front of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with their new pizza line that I just saw. Really interesting, the pizza, flip it over and you see it shaped like a turtle shell.
Crazy.
Trivia of the day.
Yeah.
But it's all about merchandise and having fun, right?
It is, man.
This is a fun time of year.
I guess what's exciting for me is, man, like you think about the pandemic. Me and you actually talked about this yesterday. Last year was optional. Mm-hmm. So we probably had half of the amount of associates here. This year, we're 7,000 to almost 8,000 strong, and the energy that you're seeing behind what we're doing. And then I want to say shout out to the merchants. We set this thing up like a sales floor, and we're getting so much great feedback. But just the environment that Sam set up from the jump, man, it's like back after that kind of pandemic and craziness of the last year. It's been really good.
Things are more settled. So a lot of energy, a lot of excitement here. We're about to leave to go to awards, which is the most fun part of the day.
Yes.
We get to recognize the best performers from all over the country all year last year. So some big awards tonight. So I just wanted to take a few minutes and introduce you to Cedric Clark. Again, our EVP of Store Operations. He's a great person. You'll love working with him. And I think it's time to go to the party tonight. What do you say?
Yeah, man. Excited. And thanks for the opportunity, and here to serve you. Excited about this opportunity, John.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for listening in.